Hey guys, welcome to day number 22. Yep, day number 22 of the Talk to the Camera challenge. And today's topic will be about share a childhood memory. Ooh, this is going back in time. I think the one that just comes to mind so recently, because I actually had to look through some things because it's so you know the topic itself is just so massive in terms of childhood memory. But one that comes to mind was it's about I think January 2009 when myself, my mum, my gram, and my sister, we all travelled to a little island that's very, very far away called New Zealand. Yes, we went to New Zealand. And the reason why we went there is because my auntie lives there with her boyfriend. She's been in there, she lived in New Zealand for about 20 years now. So yeah, I tell you, we went to go over and visit, and I went to go and visit her about a few years after that in 2015. So yeah, but yeah, this was the first because yeah, I think this was like the biggest sort of journey, and it still is like to this day. This is like the most far away I've ever been out of the UK, because New Zealand is the type of place that is it's almost a different world. It was a different time zone, just different everything. You stay at New Zealand, you're basically in the future. Like, everything's like in terms of time, everything is like so ahead. And yeah, and the biggest like memory from that is because I think it was the first. I think it was the second time that I was on a plane because a few years ago I went on a holiday to Spain, but this was I found it like the most nerve wracking ever to be on a plane. Not just one, but I think it was two planes. No, it was three planes. We start off in maybe two or three. Either way, we set off in the UK. We land in China. We stopped up at China. Then we get onto another plane and we travel all the way to good old New Zealand. And yeah, this is the furthest where I've ever been. This is the longest journey I've ever been to anywhere. And yeah, from what I just sort of remember from my time there is, well, I don't know, like even because saying that I enjoyed my stay is not doesn't really do it justice. Is because when it got to the time when the holiday was over, the 2 week holiday was over, and we had to go back home. I didn't want to go home, you know. I wanted to like stay here. I thought this is pretty neat, man, and you know, and the goodbye was pretty emotional as well at the airport. You know? But yeah, think I don't know, because I remembered the craziest thing that's like happened was just my mom went skydiving. That's one. Yep, went skydiving, and then when we went to come over again the second time about a few years later. My sister went skydiving, so I guess that the third time, if we ever go again, I guess it's my turn. But I will do it. But yeah, the first time, yeah, my mom went skydiving, which is absolutely insane. I couldn't believe that. I remembered we were whilst the plane was taking off, and we were like looking up, and then we just see like in the sky, we just saw these like little colors, like in like the sky, and we, and then when they get closer and like sort of closer to the ground, you realize they were parachutes as well. And I just remember that I couldn't imagine just doing that, let alone being on the plane the second time in my life. But yeah, I just what else happened? Because I'm just sort of like thinking back to it, you know. I remembered my auntie's boyfriend is also called Matt, by the way, and yeah, me and him, we got along really well. Because he took me out for biking out in a sort of this area, for bikers and just for hikers, or anyone really who wanted to take a walk. And yeah, we did that, and yeah, I already I knew how to ride a bike and all that jazz, but for whatever reason I was struggling so badly to sort of pedal, because the path that we were on wasn't very smooth. It was just very rocky, and I just remember thinking, man, it was a challenge, and so tiring. In fact, I actually passed out in the car. I was so tired, but yeah, I was pretty damn good. And yeah, this is I don't remember what it's I don't know what you call it. Is it a mount? I think it's a mountain or a big ass hill. But yeah, we climbed up this this massive, like, you know it was quite challenge to get up, but yeah. So yeah, that's why it is sort of my sort of most distinct sort of like memory as well. He's going to New Zealand, and you know it's a great place as well. Great place. It's funny because we stayed over at my auntie's house and Matt's house. They have a trampoline in the back garden. At this stage in 2009, I was about 8 years old, so I was very. No, wait, I was 9. Wait, yeah, I was 9 actually, not 8. Yeah, so yeah, I was 9, and we were on this. Yeah, this trampoline, and I was a very small dude as well. So my Matt is he's a big guy, and and he and I think that's when I learned how to do front flips on the trampoline. That's the first time I ever did that, and yeah, that's where my origins came from. How I did front flips. Can't do back flips, but I can do front flips. And yeah, I just remember because what Matt used to do, because we both called Matts. What the other Matt used to do, he was like, hey, hey, I got an idea. Hey, hold my hand. So I held his hand, so we both holding hands. And he used to jump, and I jumped with him, and he can jump really high. And I remember going like really damn high. I'm like, fuck. So like she, so I'll just let go right there, and yeah, because I realized, yeah, I just remember this right now. My grandma's never been on a trampoline before, like never. When I mean grandma, at this point she was like in her 50s or 40s, late 40s or 50s. So I'm not, middle aged, not quite like, you know, just to give you an idea. So it's not like elder. It's this what I'm about to say is not like elderly abuse, but yeah, yeah. So she's never been on the trampoline before. I have, and sister has. My Matt has. So we took this opportunity, like, yeah, well, you know what? We should terrorize her at this point. So we were both like jumping on this trampoline, and she can't even stand up. She was on the floor, like, just stop. She can't get up. She was like, stop, 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 like that. Like, it was just. Looking back at it now, it's just like, wow, that's abuse. But yeah, pretty funny, man. But I remember that sort of every night we used to have movie nights as well. Whenever we do our daily activities, we come back and we just sort of watch. We watched the movie, and they had a stack of movies that they used to watch. And yeah, I think that was the first time that I watched Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and The Frighteners, the Peter Jackson directed movie with Michael J. Fox. From memory, that's when I first watched those movies. I was on top of movie talking. I went to this cinema, a New Zealand cinema, which is interesting in terms of differences. They really like this salted popcorn, like, a lot. That's like one of the most like memories, one of the most distinct thing I remember. Like, they really like dig like salted popcorn. But I don't mind it, to be honest. But it's something that stands out. It's like in America they use butter a lot on their popcorn. I remember that, and like it's very like distinct smell when you walk in. Not like a bad one, not like a bad smell. It's just like very distinct and very noticeable. Anyway, and I think one of the sweetest things I sort of remember as this childhood memory is, and just to also to wrap this up as well, is on my sort of last night in New Zealand before we had to travel home, me and other Matt, we were laying on the trampoline. It was because at that even though it was January time, but as I said, in New Zealand it's completely different in terms of time zones and just sort of season. So there, it was their summer there. So it was. I remember it being very lukewarm. It's one of those summer nights that you get that sort of like feel, and we were both lying there, and we were looking up at the stars. Yeah, this happened, by the way. I'm not, it may sound cheesy, but it happens. Okay, trust me. We were looking up, and you know, we were talking about, if we had like, it's just a random like questions, like I asked them like, if you were a superhero or if you had a superpower, what would it be? Those questions. He asked me, and I said, you know what? I like to fly. Even though it doesn't make any sense, I'm scared of flying. I can't. I'm scared of going on airplanes, and that probably won't be my answer now. It'll be something else. But at the time, I said, you know, I like to fly. You know, and Matt's like, well, tomorrow, you're gonna fly, man. So wishes do come true. So yeah, on our way to the because the airport was pretty far away. So when we were driving back, it was just we were on because my auntie drove my mum, sister, and my sister and my grandma and mum to the airport. Whilst Matt also drives a car, so I went into his car, so it was just me and him. And man, it was a long sort of drive to the airport, but man, it was the funniest like ride that we had there, man. It was just yeah, it was great. It was great. I don't really like remember much in terms of childhood sort of memories. It's all unfortunately when you get older, it sort of becomes sort of a breeze. You don't really remember it that much. It sort of fades like away, like a lot of memories. But but all that I remember, even to this day. And yeah, yeah, it's good memory. Good memory. Well, that concludes day number 22 of the Talk to the Camera challenge. Another one is completed, and I can't wait to talk some more of these topics. Take care, guys.